Now to our special series on junk news. Miles O'Brien has been reporting extensively on how it's spread, how social media platforms have been utilized and manipulated, and how some folks have used it for business and other political motives. Tonight, he looks at the many of us, the users, who see all of this and how it's feeding into our beliefs about politics, institutions, and the government. It's part of our weekly series on the leading edge of technology.
I go on Facebook because members of my family post pictures, and I can keep track of my family that way.
Betty Manlove used to be a smoker. Not anymore. But she still battles an addiction.
My other addiction is Facebook. I've lost hours on Facebook that I should have been doing other things.
And while pictures of her grandchildren and great-grandchildren lured her to the social networking platform in the first place, it is politics that fuels that addiction.
I was raised Democrat. However, I've decided that I will not vote Democrat again.
We found this dyed-in-the-wool Christian conservative in a surprising way. Her grandson is Cameron Hickey, the producer of this series. As part of our investigation into the world of junk news, he wrote some software that searched the social network for misinformation. His grandmother had liked more of these sites than any of his friends. Among pages she has followed, those produced by Cyrus Masumi, the prolific purveyor of hyper-partisan content we featured in our last installment.
She said she doesn't talk to any of her kids, not my mom, not her other kids, about politics because it seems like a challenge. But she loves liking political stuff on Facebook.
I think social media has caused me to be more concerned with politics.
Facebook is exquisitely designed to feed Betty Manlove's addiction. The ever-learning algorithm knows her well and consistently provides content designed to keep her at the screen and move her emotions, one way or another.
It seems like they want to stir up questions in your mind, and those kinds of things are meant to try to influence you to change your mind, and they don't. They make me a little bit angry.
That's one thing Betty Manlove shares in common with another one of Cameron's Facebook friends. Gabe Duran is an actor and soccer dad from Brooklyn.
Look alive, boys!
He also admits he might be addicted to Facebook.
I got really involved on Facebook, which is kind of a waste of time, to be honest with you. But it's how I choose to waste some of my time. So it's like, damn, I just wasted like an hour on Facebook, really accomplishing nothing. That group is called I Am a Liberal Till My Dying Day.
You're a member of that group?
I don't know. I guess so. If you like it, you're a member, right?
Gabe Duran is as blue as Betty Manlove is red.
I'm pretty liberal. For some, that's a bad word. I still don't really understand that. But I'm pretty proud of it.
He has also liked several hyper-partisan pages, including Cyrus Masumi's liberal Truth Examiner. Gabe Duran got really hooked during the 2016 presidential election.
I was in shock. I didn't understand, knowing everything that we knew then, and we know so much more now, and there's still a lot of support. It's mind-boggling to me.
He, too, sees a lot that makes him angry.
I have some right-wing friends who jump on me whenever I post these things, and then it starts a long back and forth. They're incredibly misinformed, and there's nothing I can do about that with my facts and with my logic and with my common sense.
But common sense, the facts, are not what keeps people coming back to Facebook again and again.
Do you ever try to verify the things that you see?
Sometimes, if it bothers me, usually I just think it's political and go right on.
Raw emotion, untethered from the facts, is what causes the virtual food fight.
This was the engagement by each Facebook post.
Jonathan Albright watches all of this as research director at the Tao Center for Digital Journalism at Columbia University.
I saw friends and people that I knew posting things that were, insensitive and, things that maybe I wouldn't normally see them post, kind of outrage type, political, almost like outrage porn is what I call it.
In this world, fringe players have equal footing. And because they are apt to be more strident, they get a lot of engagement and end up at the top of our news feeds, burying the middle ground.
I think maybe some of the polarization and the kind of effects of what we're seeing are really just the exposure of groups that traditionally, without such densely interconnected social media, would never come in contact with one another.
And everyone has made decisions about what to trust based on the conventional wisdom of a set of friends, our tribe. And we tend to agree with them. Neither Betty nor Gabe say their opinions have been swayed on Facebook, just hardened.
Do you think that you're going to change any of your beliefs based on the news you read?
Not unless there's tremendous proof that I should change what I believe. And these days, the actual truth is kind of hard to come by.
I know that no one's going to change my mind about the way I feel, and I know I'm not going to change anybody else's mind.
The term of art is filter bubble. Web publisher Eli Pariser coined the phrase.
This kind of image of a filter bubble as this kind of personal universe of information that follows us around wherever we go, and that filters out things that we might not want to engage with, and shapes our own sort of view of the world. That's a really big shift from a set of editors and producers, carefully thinking about what should go on the front page and what shouldn't.
Yes, you may have a popsicle. Let's go get him.
It is a welcome shift for Betty Manlove, who has very little trust of traditional media sources.
I believe what I want to believe. I'm too much of an independent thinker to allow emotions to take over. And news is news, and opinion is opinion. And so I just go for the true news.
But finding what is true in her news feed is not so easy. She has been convinced Barack Obama was born in Kenya.
Let him produce the birth certificate, which I hear doesn't exist.
And Parkland school shooting survivor David Hogg is a fraud. So where do these ideas come from? From the filter bubble created on Facebook by liking a post or clicking on a targeted ad that unwittingly makes users followers of a hyper-partisan page. In the mix, some misinformation from Russia. Her grandson helped her find that out by going to a site on Facebook for users to see if they have liked any pages linked to Russia's Internet Research Agency.
So it shows that on 6/20/2016, you liked this page, stopA.I, which was a Russian Facebook page. Then on January 8th, 2017, you liked Army of Jesus, which was another Russian page.
Really?
Yeah, let's keep going down. And then on 6/20/2016, you liked one called Secured Borders. So these three pages that you liked were pages created by Russian intelligence agents to spread disinformation.
Well, that's all new information for me.
Does it ever worry you that they might be manipulating you?
I'm sure that they are trying to. I try not to be manipulated by that, but it's possible that I am.
Gabe Duran says he is more likely to seek humor and entertainment stories on Facebook. He says he goes out of his way to check stories for accuracy before sharing. He doesn't feel manipulated by falsehoods, but rather Facebook itself and a business model that rewards polarization and makes users the product.
It does change your perspective. You do feel a little bit duped. But then I guess we're all in some way a little bit addicted, so we keep going back in hopes that it will get figured out, that they'll figure out the glitches and the stuff that's not working.
In our next installment, we'll take you back inside Facebook and show you how they're trying to fix what's not working. I'm Miles O'Brien for the PBS NewsHour in Menlo Park, California.